Hello fellow book nerds, this is Gabby and today we're talking about April and March should go first, releases. Hello everyone, today I have another one of new releases videos coming for you. I covered all January and February releases in my previous video, so today we're talking about April, March. Why do I keep saying April first? March and April. It's not that hard. We have 5 for each. It was hard to choose. There's so many good books coming out and I'm so excited to talk about them. So let's just dive in because this always takes forever. So we're starting off with March. So first book coming out that I'm excited about is Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. So this one's coming out on 7th of March and it's LGBT YA fantasy. It has beautiful cover and it sounds so interesting. It's mythology retelling and I'm so here for it. So let's read the synopsis. Each spring, Ithaca condemns 12 maidens to the noose. This is the price vengeful Poseidon demands of the lives of Queen People's 12 maids, hanged and cast into the depths centuries ago. But when that fate comes for Leto, death is not what she thought it would be. Instead, she wakes on a mysterious island and meets a girl with green eyes and the power to command the sea. A girl named Melanto, who says one more death can stop 1,000. The prince of Ithaca must die, or tides of fate will drown them all. Sounds dramatic, and I love it. Apparently, it's perfect for the fans of Madeline Miller, which is me. So also Renee Adiyeh, which is also me. So there's a lot of things that I'm fan of. So I'm very excited for this one. I love a good sapphic retelling and I feel like when it's a mythology, it makes it even more sapphic, if that makes sense. Next one, oh my god, I cannot wait. So it's Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Sutanto. So this author is the author of Dial A for Aunties, which is a cozy mystery I absolutely love. This is another cozy mystery thriller coming out on 14th of March. And it just sounds really funny. Dial A for Aunties was super funny. I loved it. 5 stars. Second one was super dramatic and over the top. So it went into the ridiculous for me. But I'm so ready for a new series. And I'm really curious to see what the author comes out with. Like, I'll read it. Even if I'm not like over the heels in love with it, I'm gonna read it. So let's find out what it's about. Vera Wong is a lonely little old lady. A lady of certain age, who lives above her forgotten tea shop in the middle of San Francisco's Chinatown. Despite living alone, Vera is not needy, oh no. She likes nothing more than sipping on a good cup of oolong and doing some healthy detective work on the internet about what her Gen Z son is up to. Then one morning, Vera trudges downstairs to find a curious thing, a dead man in the middle of her tea shop. In his outstretched hand, a flash drive. Vera doesn't know what comes over her, but after calling the cops, like any good citizen would, she sort of swipes the flash drive from the body and tucks it safely into the pocket of her apron. Why? Because Vera is sure she would do a better job than the police possibly could, because nobody sniffs out a wrongdoing quite like a suspicious Chinese mother with a time on her hands. Vera knows the killer will be back for the flash drive. All she has to do is watch the increasing number of customers at her shop and figure out which one among them is the killer. Sounds perfectly reasonable, not outrageous at all. I feel like it's just gonna get so ridiculous. This old lady's like, I could do a better job, so... Sounds pretty accurate though. Alright, book number 3 is called The London Séance Society by Sarah Penner. So this is coming out on 21st of March and it's a historical fiction thriller, which is very exciting. It's also adult and I'm trying to read more adult books, baby, so this is perfect. It sounds so fun. I love a historical fantasy, but I also love a historical thriller. I just love historical. I think it's such a fun time. So this is the synopsis. 1873. At an abandoned chateau on the outskirts of Paris, a dark séance is about to take place, led by acclaimed spiritualist Vaudeline Delaire, known worldwide for her talent in conjuring the spirits of murder victims to ascertain the identities of the people who killed them. She is highly sought after by widows and investigators alike. Lena Wickens has come to Paris to find answers about her sister's death, But to do so, she must embrace the unknown and overcome her own logic-driven bias against the occult. When Fonda Lee is beckoned to England to solve high-profile murder, Lena accompanies her as an understudy. But as the women team up with a powerful man of London's exclusive Séance society to solve the mystery, they begin to suspect they are not merely out to solve a crime, but perhaps entangled in one themselves. Sounds like fun! Reminds me a little of, like, you know, that Jack the Ripper series, which wasn't really that good, but still. I want a good mystery. I love a good mystery. I love thrillers. I love it all. I just do. Book number 4 is Stole My Heart. When I saw the cover, I was like, this is it for me. I have found the one. And you're gonna see the cover and you're gonna agree with me. I'm just gonna put it out there. You're about to find the one. Or at least it's the one for me. Maybe not everyone likes the same type of cover, I guess. But I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So the book is The Witch and the Vampire by Francesca Flores. So it's coming on 21st of March and it's a YA LGBT fantasy. And look at the cover, am I right? Absolutely stunningly gorgeous. I am so excited for another sapphic book as well. It's good vibes. It's all good vibes. Ava and Kaye used to be best friends. Until one night 2 years ago, vampires broke through the magical barrier protecting their town. And in the ensuing attack, Kaye's mother was killed, and Ava was turned into a vampire. Since then, Ava has been trapped in her house. Her mother, Eugenia, needs her. Ava still has her witch powers, and Eugenia must take them in order to hide that she's a vampire as well. Desperate to escape her confinement and stop her mother's plans to destroy the town, Ava must break out, flee to the forest, and seek help from the vampires who live there. When there is another attack, she sees her opportunity and escapes. Kaye, now at the end of her training as a flame witch, is ready to fulfill her duty of killing any vampires that threaten the town, including Ava. On the night Ava escapes, Kaye follows her and convinces her to travel together into the forest, while secretly planning to turn her in. Ava agrees, hoping to rekindle their own friendship and the romantic feelings she started to have for Kanye before the terrible night. But with monstrous trees that devour humans whole, vampires who attack from above, and Ava's stepfather tracking her, the woods are full of danger. As they travel deeper into the forest, Kaye questions everything she thought she knew. The two are each other's greatest threat, and also their only hope, if they want to make it through the forest unscathed. I really love magical forests. That apparently it's a thing that I really love. I never really consciously noticed it until recently. I was like, wait, all these books I love have magical forests in them. So I'm very excited to discover one more. Next one's gonna be exciting for you sci-fi fans out there. Looking at you. Camp Zero by Michelle Mean Sterling. So this was coming out on 30th of March and it's an adult sci-fi dystopia. I loved the covers. I love the cover and I thought it looked so beautiful and intrigued me. And then I read a synopsis, I was like, I'm sold. In the far north of Canada sits Camp Zero, an American building project hiding many secrets. Desperate to help her climate-displaced Korean immigrant mother, Rose agrees to travel to Camp Zero and spy on its architect in exchange for housing. She arrives at the same time as another newcomer, a college professor named Grant, who is determined to flee his wealthy family's dark legacy. Gradually, they realize that there is more to the architect than previously thought, and a disturbing mystery lurks beneath the surface of the camp. At the same time, rumors abound of an elite group of women soldiers living and working at a nearby Cold War-era climate research station. What are they doing there? Who is leading them? An electrifying page-turner where nothing is as it seems. I love it. It explores how the intersection of gender, class, and racial will impact who and what will survive in a warming world. Super intrigued. Sounds absolutely insane and I'm here for it. Alright, let's talk about April, baby. And we're starting with a bang because yeah, girl, got an arc. So, Blood Debt by Terry J. Benton-Walker is coming out on 4th of April and it's an LGBT YA fantasy. And I saw the cover, I was really intrigued. It looked kind of like 1920s kind of vibe, carnival kind of vibe. I don't know, I liked it, and I decided that I wanted a nag, and I got it, and I was so happy. So I'm excited to read it and review it for you, but this is the synopsis. 30 years ago, a young woman was murdered, a family was lynched, and New Orleans saw the greatest magical massacre in its history. In the days that followed, a throne was stolen from a queen. On the anniversary of these brutal events, Clement and Christina Trudeau, the 16-year-old twin heirs to the powerful, magical, dethroned family, are mourning their father and caring for their sick mother. Until, by chance, they discover their mother isn't sick. She's cured, cursed by someone on the very magic council their family used to rule. Oh, she's cursed, not cured. She's cursed. I was like, huh, so she's cured, that's good. Nope. Christina, once a talented and dedicated practitioner of generational magic, has given up magic for good. An ancient spell is what killed their father, and she was the one who cast it. For Clement, magic is his lifeline, a distraction from his anger and pain. Even better than the random guys he hooks up with. Christina and Clement used to be each other's most trusted, confidant, and friend. Now they barely speak, but if they have any hope of discovering who is coming after their family, they'll have to find a way to trust each other and their family's magic. And while solving the decades-old murder that sparked the still rising tension between the city's magical and non-magical communities. And if they don't succeed, New Orleans may see another massacre. Or worse. Okay, April's an exciting month because the next book that I'm going to talk about is also out of this world exciting. It's Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee. So this one's coming out on April 11th. And it's an adult fantasy novella, and it's by the author of Jade City and Greenbone Saga, which I think is a really good series. I read the first 2 books, and I'm very interested to read this new one, especially this is a novella. I love a good novella, but the author is such a good writer, so I'm very, very excited. Esther's family was torn apart when a manticore killed her mother and baby brother, leaving her with nothing but her father's painful silence and a single, overwhelming need to kill the monsters that took her family. Esther's path leads her to the King's Royal Mews, where the giant rocks of legend are flown to hunt manticores by their brave and dedicated rookers. Paired with a fledgling rock named Zara, Esther finds purpose and acclaim by devoting herself to a calling that demands absolute sacrifice and a creature that will never return her love. The terrifying partnership between woman and rock leads Esther not only on the Empire's most dangerous manticore hunt, but on a journey of perseverance and acceptance. Alright, number 3 is The Haunting of Alejandra by V. Castro. So this is coming out on 18th of April, and it's an LGBT adult horror fantasy. If this ain't gonna be my favorite book of the year or what, it's got all the boxes. I'm recently really in love with horror. I love me some adult books. I love LGBT books, and I love fantasy. What can go wrong? We'll see what can go wrong when I read this. But this is the synopsis. Alejandra no longer knows who she is. To her husband, she is wife. And to her children, a mother. To her own adoptive mother, she is a daughter. But they cannot see who Alejandra has become. A woman struggling with a darkness that threatens to consume her. Nor can they see what Alejandra sees. In times of despair, a ghostly vision appears to her, the apparition of a crying woman in a ragged white gown. When Alejandra visits a therapist, she begins exploring her family's history, starting with the biological mother she never knew. As she goes deeper into the lives of the women in her family, she learns that heartbreak and tragedy are not only things she has in common with her ancestors, because the crying woman was with them too. She is La Llorona, the vengeful and murderous mother of Mexican legend. And she will not leave until Alejandra follows her mother, her grandmother, and all the women who came before her into the darkness. But Alejandra has inherited more than just pain. She has inherited the strength and the courage of her foremothers, and she will have to summon everything they have given her to banish La Llorona forever. I've read some other books with La Llorona, and I always find it so fascinating how the topic is approached. Next up is a book by the author of The Seep, which is a sci-fi novella, I think, that I absolutely loved. It was so fascinating. And this is the author's newest book, so I'm very excited. It's called The Thick and the Lean by Chana Porter. So this was coming out on 18th of April, and it's an LGBT adult horror dystopia. I know, another one that sounds absolutely out of this world. I think this one is got a lot to do with like eating and maybe body dysmorphia, so I'll be careful. But obviously I've not read it, so I don't know exactly. But this the synopsis. In the quiet religious town of Seagate, abstaining from food brings one closer to God. But Beatrice Bolano is hungry. She craves the forbidden, batter, flambe, marzipan. As Seagate takes increasingly extreme measures to regulate every calorie its citizens consume, Beatrice must make a choice. Give up her secret passion for cooking or leave the only community she has known. Elsewhere, Rico Rimando has left her modest roots for a college tech scholarship in the big city. A flawless student, she is set up for success. Under her school pulls her funding, leaving her to face either a mountain of debts or a humiliating return home. But Reiko is done being at the mercy of the system. She forges a third path outside of the law. With the guidance of a mysterious cookbook written by a kitchen maid centuries ago, Beatrice and Reiko each grasp for a life of freedom, something more easily imagined than achieved, in a world dominated by catastrophic corporate greed. A starting fable of the entwined perils of capitalism, body politics, and the stigmas women face for appetites of every kind. Chana Porter's profound novel explores the reclamation of pleasure as a revolutionary act, and I was doing so well. And there were so many big words in there, and I was doing so well. Alright, the final book I want to talk to you about is In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. It's coming out on 25th of April, and it's an LGBT adult fantasy. And I've got an arc. I know, I'm smashing it. I got an arc for this one as well. I'm so excited. In a strange little home built into the branches of a grove of trees live 3 robots. Fatherly inventor android Giovanni Lawson, a pleasantly sadistic nurse machine, and a small vacuum desperate for love and attention. Victor Lawson, a human, lives there too. Their family, hidden and safe. The day Vic salvages and repairs an unfamiliar android labeled Hap. He learns of a shared past between Hap and Geo, a past spent hunting humans. When Hap unwittingly alerts robots from Geo's former life to their whereabouts, the family is no longer hidden and safe. Geo is captured and taken back to his old laboratory in the city of electric dreams. So together, the rest of Vic's assembled family must journey across the unforgiving and otherworldly country to rescue Geo from decommission, or worse, reprogramming. Along the way to save Geo, amid conflicted feelings of betrayal and affection for Hap, Vic must decide for himself. Can he accept love with strings attached? Interesting question to be posing, that's for sure. I am so excited to pick up all of these books. I will 100% do either a video or a reading vlog or review or whatever mentioning them. So please stay tuned if you're interested. Let me know what's the book you're most interested in for the next 2 months. Let me know if I mentioned any of your faves or most anticipated faves. And yeah, let me know if you were going to pick up any of these. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you could comment, like, and subscribe, I really, really appreciate it. It really helps me out. But that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!